Everything feels grey, doesn't it? You wake up tired. You check your phone before you even breathe. You scroll past people pretending they've got it all figured out, and for a second, you think maybe you could too. But then, the moment passes. And you're right back in that loop. Sleep, screen, snack, scroll, repeat. You've made the same fake promise to yourself for how many years now? This is the year I lock in. This is the year I change. No, it isn't. You said that. Last year, and the year before. And somehow here you are, watching another wake-up video hoping for something to finally click. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to slap the sleep out of your eyes. So give me 7 minutes, and I'll force you to lock in. This year because no one's coming to save you, and you damn well know it. You say you're lost, but you're not lost. You're just lazy with a Wi-Fi connection. Let's stop pretending like you don't know what to do. You know exactly what to do. You're just hoping you can skip the hard part and still win. You're hoping that somehow the results show up without the effort, that maybe the universe is going to hand you a sign or a shortcut or a savior. But no one's coming. That's the truth. No one is going to knock on your door and drag you out of bed. No one's going to delete your TikTok addiction for you. No one's going to build your dream life while you procrastinate on a YouTube binge. You don't have time? You scrolled for 3 hours yesterday. You watched some guy's podcast clips for 45 minutes. You watched gym routines while skipping. The gym. You played fake productivity. You bought a planner and didn't plan a thing. You made a to-do list and didn't do one thing on it. You're not busy. You're just distracted and undisciplined. And I'm not judging you. I've been there, but I'm done lying to myself. You should be too. You say you want it, success, freedom, purpose, but your actions scream comfortable mediocrity. You want the outcome without the cost. You want the reward without the repetition. You want the life, but not the labor. Trying. Is not the same as doing. Thinking about it doesn't count. Talking about it doesn't build it. Wanting it doesn't get it. The scoreboard doesn't care how close you almost got. You either did or you didn't. You know what most people are really waiting for: permission, some imaginary green light, some perfect moment. Newsflash, it doesn't exist. There is no right time. There is only time you either used or wasted. You're not failing because life is unfair. You're failing because you're waiting for motivation, waiting for clarity, waiting for life to feel easier, for someone to notice you, for someone to believe in you first so you can believe in yourself. Let me say it again. No one's coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your boss, not your favorite influencer. No magical moment. Chaos going to arrive. You are the moment. You've been the damn moment this whole time. And if you don't wake up now, one day you'll look around and realize that every dream you had, it expired. Not because it wasn't possible, but because you waited too long to act. And that should scare the hell out of you. Here's the shift nobody told you about. Life doesn't meet you halfway. You meet it at the level of your systems. You're out here trying to wrestle the wind with motivation and mood swings. But motivation is a sugar high. It spikes, it crashes, it lies. Motivation whispers, "We'll start tomorrow." And you believe it every damn time. But systems don't care how you feel. Systems get the work done when you're tired, bored, anxious, overwhelmed, or numb. See, you don't rise to your goals. You fall to your routines. Read that again. You don't have a discipline problem. You have a structure problem. You try to wing it every day and wonder why life keeps winging you right back in the face. You wake up late, phone in hand, dopamine already cooked. You move through the day, reacting to everything and creating nothing. And by 11 p.m., You're overwhelmed and guilty, but not enough to change. Just enough to repeat it tomorrow. That's not a life, that's a trap. You don't need more ambition, you need automation. Set alarms, set blocks, build rituals, create a default version of your day that moves you even when your brain doesn't. Want to? Want to write? Block the time. Want to work out? Put the shoes by your bed. Want to grow? Join the group, get the accountability, use the apps, outsource the thinking, stack the deck in your favor. You're not lazy, you're unguarded. This is the era of AI, infinite tools, online tribes, productivity hacks at your fingertips. You've got more access than any generation in history, and somehow less progress. Why? Because access without action is wasted advantage. You've been trained to think the world is broken, and it is, but it's also wide open. The system is rigged, but the game's never been more hackable. You don't need to be a genius. You need to decide. You need a plan that doesn't rely on hope. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is the lie. We tell ourselves when we don't want to be honest about the work. Systems beat moods. Structure beats chaos. Repetition beats talent. The real flex isn't waking up motivated. It's waking up and getting it done regardless. You don't get to control the outcome, but you always control your inputs. So start building inputs you can't wiggle out of. Routine over randomness. Boundaries over burnout. Discipline over drama. You've been sold a fantasy that freedom means doing what you want when you want. Wrong. Freedom is earning the right to live on your terms. And that takes systems. Because the truth is, if you don't build your own structure, the world will hand you a cage and you'll decorate it and call it normal. But deep down you'll feel the truth scratching at your ribs. You could have done more, Sas, if you just stopped waiting to feel ready. Here's a hard pill. The grind isn't meant to be fun. It's meant to be done. That's where most of you fold. You thought becoming your best self was going to be this epic movie montage. Music blasting, sunrises, sweat dripping, you conquering the world with a protein shake in hand. Nah. It's waking up tired again and doing the same boring reps. It's writing when you don't feel like it. Reading the chapter when your brain's screaming for a scroll. Going to the gym when you'd rather rot in bed. It's repetition, mundane, quiet, unseen. That's the grind. And that's the point. You keep chasing balance like you earned it. Balance is a luxury, not a requirement, not yet. You don't get results by squeezing your goals into your leftover energy. You don't transform your life in the margins of your distractions. You build it in the spaces where it hurts, where it's hard, where it's boring as hell, and no one's clapping for you. That's the gap between dabbling and locking in. Dabbling. Fair's doing it when it feels good, when your vibe's right, when Mercury's not in retrograde and your playlist is on point. Locking in is doing it anyway. You think discipline is supposed to feel good? Discipline feels like resistance. It's you versus your weaker self. And spoiler alert, your weaker self is loud, whiny, and addicted to comfort. But guess what? Discipline feels bad. That's why it works. Because every time you push through, you're not just checking a box. You're killing the old version of you. The soft one. The excuse-making one. The version that almost started. The version that would have settled for being average with potential. Let them die. You don't need more self-love quotes. You need a spine. You need to stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I never try? You've been trained to believe effort is only valuable when it's aesthetic. Like it only counts if it fits in a 15-second Instagram story. Forget that. The most powerful work is ugly. It's early mornings, late nights, meals eaten at your desk, alarms that make you curse, friends that stop calling because you're not. as available anymore. That's the price. And you either pay it now or you pay later with regret. Everyone wants to be rare, but no one wants to be uncomfortable. You want to be uncommon? Then do uncommon things. Uncommon isn't flashy. It's consistent. It's saying no to the party because you've got a date with your goals. It's leaving people on read because you're busy building. It's being misunderstood for a season because your standards finally stopped being negotiable. You don't need motivation. You need war mode. Every morning is a battlefield. And the enemy is your own comfort. The grind is supposed to suck, because the suck filters out the weak. And I don't say that to shame you. I say it so you remember every day you show up, especially when it's boring, lonely, and thankless. You're becoming someone the world can't ignore, not because of luck, but because you stopped needing life to feel good in order to get serious. Let's cut the noise. Are you really trying, or are you just pretending? Pretending to be busy, pretending to be grinding, pretending that your half-assed effort is going to somehow lead to a full-time miracle, because deep down, you know the truth. You're not tired. You're distracted. You're not stuck, but you're scared. You're not unlucky, or you're undisciplined. And no, that's not who you are. It's who you've chosen to be. So let me ask you something brutal. Are you the lamest because you were born that way, or because you chose comfort over growth? At what point do you stop living like life is a warm-up? At what point do you wake up and realize, this is it? No one's coming. No one's handing you the permission slip. No one's making sure you win. It's you. It's always been you. And if you're waiting for some grand cosmic moment, that inner switch, that perfect Monday, you're gonna die waiting. This is the moment. Not next month. Not after your birthday. Not when you're in a better place. Right. Now. You're not struggling from a lack of opportunity. You're struggling from a lack of hunger. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're willing to bleed for. So ask yourself one last question. Are you really down for this? Or just addicted to talking about it? So what? Now you've heard the truth. It's not poetic, it's not pretty, it's just real. There's no secret waiting in the next video. No magic formula in the next book. No savior hiding behind your next excuse. It's you, staring at your life. With the same 24 hours as everyone else. With the same quiet voice in your head asking, is this it? And if you're honest, you know the answer. So here's the deal. You can keep recycling the same weak story, or you can rewrite it in blood, sweat, silence, and self-respect. You don't need more time. You need a decision, because this little moment right here is where most people scroll away and stay the same. But you could make it the turning point, not because I said so, but because something inside you finally woke up. So, are you in? Or are we having the same conversation next year? Because this isn't a pep talk. It's a mirror, and you can keep dodging it, or you can finally